So it's been a crazy manic day, as you can imagine, because I had to get up early, very early this morning, 2:15, jump on a plane and fly from Dubai, where I was in Dubai, trained with Big Ramy for a week. And obviously now I've arrived in Mumbai this morning. So it's been a busy, busy day. And obviously it's great to finally be here in YFC Gym, one of many. They got 20 facilities, obviously, throughout India as a whole. So to have the ability to be here again, back in Mumbai, back in India, and also be meeting this awesome, new IFBB athlete, which is going to be representing India on a global scale, which obviously is something which I'm sure all Indians are very passionate about and very excited. And for me to have the opportunity to meet this gentleman before he steps on stage in the IFBB Pro League circuit and watch him progress and move forward, representing himself as an IFBB Pro, and also representing himself as an athlete and representing the whole of India, is pretty exciting. I think the whole purpose of me being here is to share my knowledge. I very much in love with my work. I've been in the industry now for 30 years and I'm still as passionate today as I was all those years ago. So when I say that, I've been in the industry for 30 years, I started training when I was 19, I'm 49, I'm actually 50 in 2 months' time. And I remember the very first time I stepped into a gym environment, and obviously everything was very new to me and I was inquisitive, but at the same time I was also excited to learn. And I feel that it'd be very wrong for me to be in a situation where I have the ability to travel the world and work with all these amazing athletes and people and not have the opportunity to share my knowledge. So the whole purpose for me to be here is to share my knowledge, my expertise, share my experiences, and obviously educate as many people as I possibly can. Because if we stay close as a family, as a unit, and we grow together with our knowledge, and I feel that it enlightens and gives our future family members and the whole of the fitness industry as a whole, internationally, as well as India, a platform to see great progress. 100%, yes, there's no doubts. I mean, if you actually look at the demographics and you look at how many people in India live, okay, and then we were to break it down and look at how many people actually train and actually serious about their training, and that should give you a basis and the confidence to really realize that if we would look at the fitness community as a whole, as many humans on this planet, it's quite small. And then if we were to look at the demographics of athletes which stand out and compete as a whole internationally, is even smaller. But India is such a large country with so many excitable and enthusiastic athletes who are new to this, and also older generations, that I see no reason why India can't produce some of the best athletes in the world. There's no doubt. I just think that it needs guidance, it needs education, it needs patience, and also is needing the athlete's mentality to realize that these things are achievable. So I potentially want to come to India and potentially launch the Neil Hill Academy. And it's an academy that has been built on many, many years of experience, not just from myself, but doctors as well. And it's a wealth of our knowledge and experience as a team. Like, I'm just one person. So I'm a professional in what I do, but I also work with a lot of professional people as well as professional athletes. And it's the creation of our knowledge as a whole and the creation of our passion, which we really want to allow so many people to benefit and actually experience real information and not just make-believe. So I understand there are many pathways for building muscle. There's many pathways of exercise execution or exercise selection. And there's many training programs out there. But I personally feel that Y3T has everything and more as far as a basis and a platform for people to be educated on, which allow them to see progressive performances consistently as they challenge themselves day by day.
Yeah, I'm feeling already really, when I came to know that I'm working with Neil, I was really happy. First of all, I was excited when I came to know he's coming on 7th. and I just jumped into here in YFC, and I'm really very thankful to YFC that I've got a chance, first of all, to meet with him. After then, we have made some plans about training. So all I will be needing is like more discipline, more hard work right now. So I'm really very excited for this. What I am looking, as I know, to become the best, I have to learn from the best only. So I'm just looking to cover my weaknesses, to grow big, and to compete now in the pro level, pro shows. As I always, after getting a pro card, I was always thinking of getting a very good platform. And now I feel like I have got a best platform. So Gold Classic for me is the best platform right now.
The first thing I'll obviously do is I need to learn his body. I also want to know what he's done in the past. Obviously, we'll need to break down his physique and see where his strengths and where his weaknesses are. Because even the very best athletes in the world, they have weaknesses. But it's obviously how you portray the best physique on stage. And we obviously have many platforms within the IFBB Pro League. And let's be honest, the IFBB Pro League has given everybody in every country the ability to compete on an international event in so many different countries and compete and follow a dream and a passion. But in order to compete and be competitive, you need to display a level of muscularity or shape or condition or refinement, which is competitive within that competitive field that you're competing in. So I need to see exactly what his physique is as a whole, where he's strong, where he's weak. And that doesn't mean strong in the gym with how much weight he can lift. It basically means is how strong is his muscle groups when they blend together. And then start targeting key areas which I feel are weak, and obviously structure a diet plan, a training program, a mindset program, which is going to allow him to challenge himself and see that progressive change taking place, because everything is about progressive. So we talk about progressive overload, and progressive overload could be broken down in multiple different formats. But if we were to break it down in basic terms in the gym, it's where we progressively put our muscle and muscle fibers under stress and load, which indirectly creates change. That change is not just going to take place in the gym, it's also going to take place when you walk out that gym environment and obviously feed your body and your muscles with all the key nutrients which is needed to see that growth and development. So as well as it's about building his physique, it's also building his mindset. And that's something which is very, very important. I think that if you think about your time as a whole, most people work in life, yes? Most people have 9-to-5 jobs. Some people have 7-day-a-week jobs. Some people work 14, 15, 16 hours a day. Time is very limited, and time is something you can never get back. You can't put a price on time. So what I say to people is, if you're going to invest your time into something, invest it in a resource and knowledge where you know that it has substance and it has value, and you're able to express that knowledge and apply it to you and your lifestyle to see positive change. Because as well as I'm very passionate about broadening your expansion of knowledge, I also feel it's important that you learn from people that have experience and a value and have a professional approach, and also have a proven track record. I'd say, first of all, you need to be patient, because building a physique takes time, okay? So if you're 17 years of age, it's taken 17 years to reach that age of 17. And some people are more responsive in that gym environment than others because of receptor growth, genetics. So many different areas of our bodies will be adapting and change to our genetic makeup. So you have to understand that these things are going to take time. Don't rush the process. If you rush the process, you're going to fall short. Yes, you might become bigger faster, but that doesn't mean that you're actually going to build the physique which is needed and required and you ideally want. So you need to be patient. You need to make sure you're methodical. You need to make sure that you understand what's important and what's not, and then apply yourself at that gym time in a great gym like this. You know, it's, as I said, there's 20 facilities throughout India as a whole here, yes? So, you know, I feel that YFC gyms here, and this is just one of many, is giving people the opportunity to train and give them a platform and a choice to really see progression. I think that if you break down Y3T as a whole, it looks at breaking down different hypertrophies, it looks at different activating different neurological pathways, different muscle fibers, different energy systems, but it's done in a methodical way where it creates change, but there's also a science based around it. So it's a three-dimensional training program. So if we were to look at fundamentally our different muscle fibers we have in our body, we're all very different. So we all have medium, slow, and fast twitch muscle fibers, to break it down in the simplest form. But how we are broken down is genetics. We can't change that. So the way that Y3T is programmed and it's formulated is that we concentrate on a different muscle fiber in that given week. Yes, you are potentially going to see a crossover, because your body as an act of survival will always grasp onto an energy system which is strong. It's always going to grow onto large motor unit recruitment. It's always going to latch on to different muscle fibers when, say, our fast twitch muscle fibers are dissipated. So you're always going to get a crossover at some point when you go to that extreme level of intensity, which is required. But you know exactly what you're doing on that given day. You create positive change with the environments that you're doing on that given day. My experience in Dubai was life-changing, to be honest with you. I've never been to, well, I have been to Dubai before. I've actually been to Dubai with Mahesh Babu. So obviously Mahesh Babu is one of the celebrity actors in Hyderabad, yes? And I know that he's a much-loved celebrity here in India, and so he should be. And him and his wife, Namrata, I actually worked with them for 7.5 months. They're really good people. So I was away internationally with Mahesh when he was filming in Ireland, yes, Ireland for 4 weeks. Then we went to London for 3 weeks. And then we actually went to Dubai, and we were actually in Atlantis for nearly a week. So I visited Dubai probably like 6 years ago. But I didn't experience Dubai because I stayed very much in the hotel all the time. So this is my first time actually experiencing the city, and I wasn't expecting that. And I just want to say something, because even though it's very different, because you're talking about opposites here, if you look at Dubai and you look at that country, okay, and you look at what they've made, okay, that's what they've done. They've made an amazing city, probably the most cutting edge city in the world, okay? And they built it on land which people and experts said many, many times could not be done. And what have they done? They created, without doubt, probably the most iconic, newest state-of-the-art city with the latest technology. So my point is if somebody had a dream and a vision, which they obviously did many, many years ago, and they obviously made that happen over the last, say, 10 years, then there is no reason why athletes like this gentleman here and athletes throughout the whole of India can have the same passion and understand these things are achievable. You just need to want it enough, you need to apply yourself enough, you need to be educated enough and sensibly, and these things will see change. Well, first of all, he's a big guy, yeah? So let's just get right though. So he's not called Big Ramy for any other reason than the fact he's a big guy. But one thing for me, when Big Ramy approached me probably about 2 months ago and asked me would I work with him, the most important for me is making sure that my athletes and I, we bond. It's very important that I emotionally feel that we're aligned. And obviously this is the first time I've had any personal time with him, and I feel very connected with him. I like him as an athlete. I like him as a family man. He's got a really good heart. He knows what he wants. He's hungry for success, but at the same time, he's patient. So for me, it was all about the challenge. We trained every day. In fact, we had 1 day off. So I trained with him every day. We did arms the first workout. We did thighs the second workout. We did hamstrings. We did back. We did chest. So it was very much, you know, balls to the wall and all out intensity training together. But we walked together, we talked together, we ate together, and it was great. And I'm excited. 2019 is, I feel, going to be a really good year, not just for Big Ramy, but all the athletes within Team Y3 team. I think that it's going to depend on how progressive and responsive their physiques are. Because turning pro for any athlete is a big, big personal goal, I understand. But stepping on stage in the IFBB Pro League is something very, very different. It's like going back to the beginning. It's like you're going back to the amateur ranks when you first started, yes? So rather than put a timeline on it, I think it's more important that we focus on goals. And obviously, as a physique changes, we use that as a platform to keep us accountable, to keep moving forward, stay on plan, and then we'll pick and choose the right show. Okay, so I think everybody obviously who now has the ability to compete on such a great platform here, they really need to utilize that. They need to utilize the resources. Also, the great thing about, you know, the promoter of these events is that he's going to be giving back to the athletes as a whole in multiple different ways. So it's not just about the stage experience on stage, it's about how he's going to support and educate those people leading into the show and also out of the show. So I think that you guys and girls here in India are very, very lucky that you've got such a great, passionate promoter who has got the athlete's heart and mind.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Forget the day.